Right, I want to say that it's going to be in the Scottish Socialist Freedom channel, and what I'm going to be doing is from now um, covering some of the issues that I've covered in my weblog called Scottish Republic, covering issues such as the independence referendum and Scottish independence. Um, so the first one I'll deal with today, let's see now, Scottish Republic only supports a single question referendum. Now, I posted that on Monday on Scottish Republic weblog, and on Sunday the Scotsman.com newspaper online ran a news story entitled Scottish Independence, David Cameron offers Alex Salmond referendum deal. So from this we can take the Brit Supremo Prime Minister was offering concessions in the format of independence referendum, with UK ministers agreeing to the Scottish Government setting both the timing of the referendum and the wording of a single question, providing it was accepted as fair by the Electoral Commission. Of course, there is the findings, the consultation, the Scottish Government consultation to consider, which was exclusively Scottish and largely successful in the response the number it took up the Scottish Government's consultation. So that's got to be considered. It just can't be Westminster strings attached, when they want a referendum in their terms. Basically, the Scottish Government have got to basically deliver a referendum that the people want, because that's what they asked. And it was in Scotland, it was a Scottish referendum, so a Scottish consultation, sorry, not a referendum, it was a Scottish consultation. So it was basically Scottish people that decided what sort of referendum they wanted, and that'll be delivered next month. We'll get the results of that in September. But what the Scottish Republic weblog supports is a single question referendum on the creation of an independent Scottish state by way of yes-no simply. Why? Because another question in the referendum, like Devo Max, is undefined. It's a soft option that leaving us tied. Substantial devolution powers would still leave us tied to the English Ministry of Defence and the unpopular retention of Trident nuclear missiles in the Clyde. Westminster Scottish MPs would continue to sit in a parliament hundreds of miles away and still form a minority within that Westminster Parliament. We would continue to be ruled by a government that we never voted for, i.e. the Tories. An austerity budget would be imposed from London, cutting jobs and threatening public services, instead of what should happen is Scotland being responsible for raising and spending its own taxes. Think about whisky taxes, revenues in tax that go down to the London Treasury, at the moment as well. And welfare and pensions would continue to be cut by a British government which are basically unfit to deliver such services, So only complete independence will deliver competent, prosperous Scotland and close the inequality gap that exists under British rule in a UK which is fourth in the league of developed countries, of countries with massive divisions between rich and poor. the outcome of a multi-option referendum is not worth the risk. But Scottish Republic weblog will however accept the findings of the Scottish Government consultation to be delivered next month. In short, my weblog will continue only to accept complete independence and the opportunity to join the road to a Scottish Socialist Republic in the longer term. In the meantime, support for a single question referendum, preferred option of SNP in the Scottish Government by the way, is ongoing, and we built for the referendum in 2014 on a planned independence march and rally which is taking place in Edinburgh on the 22nd of September next month in Edinburgh, Scotland's capital city. Now the other post that I put in my weblog was today. I wanted to discuss that's the SNP and the independence referendum. It was entitled, and that came about because of some interesting thoughts on a forum called Our Scotland, and it was regarding the SNP, an organisation called the Scottish Democratic Alliance, and about the independence referendum. Now this guy had posted on it, not being SNP rank and file, I may be heading towards the Scottish Democratic Alliance post-referendum success, yet perhaps some SNP members might follow. And he posts a link and says that their vision of an independent Scotland is more akin to my own. The SNP is not the only show in town, yet how will the present unionist parties morph? They could be torn internally before they become an option. Who knows? So I reply, fair play to you. I cannot disagree with anything on the Scottish Democratic Alliance website. I do like the emphasis on the United Nations, international law, and no need to be in the EU, and there's no need for us to be in the EU to trade with Europe. Now I did point out I'm a grassroots member of SNP, but my vision of independent Scotland is not predetermined entirely by the SNP post-independence vision. And this is the second time in my life I pointed out that I've been a member of SNP, as during the 1990s I left it because it was just basically Jim Silla's vision of independence Europe failed to take off. However, I did say that the SNP is a show I support, because sadly the average Scottish punter will know little or nothing, sadly, about the Scottish Democratic Alliance vision on independence. You see, a British state and their lackeys feed off ignorance of the people, who, let's be fair, they do not all have internet at home. The biggest fear I have at the moment in the SNP is not a pro-NATO fiasco that happened presently, led by a minority in the party, but the danger of a multi-option referendum in which the Unionists deliberately have never spelt out the details of Devo Max. With support for independence and substantial devolution, or Devo Max, running neck and neck presently, at least if the Scots were faced with a single question referendum, a substantial number of Devo Max supporters would err on the side of independence, yes vote, delivering a majority for freedom. When this is combined with definite supporters of independence and yes voters, this would clearly defeat the no unionist vote, and this is why I support a single question referendum in the ballot paper. So hopefully I concluded that the SNP will not confuse the public regarding our secure mandate for independence by allowing the Union's media and Westminster mouths to tie the SNP in knots at present over the details of their nationalist vision of Scottish sovereignty post-independence for and after the yes vote is secured. So I'll be posting more on these issues that are coming up on my weblog that I'm writing about, so I hope you're interested to listen. Thank you.